Hello, welcome to another episode of the Cambridgeshire Angler. It has been a while, it's probably about 3 to 4 months since I uploaded, so I do apologise for the lack of content. Things have been a bit crazy, and I've just had that lurgy that's going around over that, hopefully. Anyway, today we're going to be trying to catch a pike, or possibly a sander, but more realistically a pike. Just on one of the local drains to me. It's like a 10-minute drive from where I live, so we're going to be giving it a go here, and if we need to move we will. We've probably only got about 3 hours of daylight left, but this is, I think it's probably the best time to be targeting them anyway, just as it's getting dark. But we'll see how we do. It's a bit windy, but shouldn't be too much of a problem, so catch up with you soon. Having got out of the car to set up, I quickly realised that the weather was a lot worse than I thought. It's actually blowing a gale again. I quickly set up a floatfish deadbait rig, set slightly over depth, with a whole mackerel on, just in the hope that something big in the area might take it. After having spent about an hour in this location, the sun was already really on the way down, and I really wanted to get to another venue before it was dark. About a 20-minute drive, so I thought it was time to get moving. As I arrived at the new drain, it was pretty obvious that there was no way I'm going to be using a floatfish bait at all. There was a wicked side wind, and it was almost looked like the sea, the size of the waves on it. Well, it is nearly dark now. I've just had a fish pick up the bait. I checked the bait, just got 2 punctures in it. Could have been zander, would be likely. The fish seem to mess around with it and never really take it. But it's probably just a small zander. But I'm going to persevere for a bit longer, and hopefully we'll get something else. If not, we'll be back soon. There's definitely something messing around with that. Yep. And the same result. Oh, he's taking the bait this time. Yeah, it's definitely small fish out there, I think. Well, he's taking that bloody mackerel. Well, I had another run, literally about a minute after putting the bait back in. Same result. Although this time it took the bait, so I'm still pretty sure it's small fish, maybe zander or just small pike. But I've put on a small roach dead bait, so we'll see if that does the job before it gets too dark. It's a lot darker than it looks on the camera. Well, as you can see, it's definitely dark now. I'm going to have to call it a night. I had the two drop runs, and that was it. So I'm going to be back tomorrow, give it another go, probably fish again into darkness. So I really do think it's going to be the best time for a big fish. But hopefully that happens tomorrow. We will see. See you soon. Wow, it's a new day, a new stretch of river. This is the River Neen, which runs through the fens, the old course, and that right there is a pencil float with a sardine on it. I have a second rod that's just cast out just under the bridge that's coming into view now. That's got a sardine on there as well, with a simple running ledger rig with a ledger stem on it. Well, we finally had a fish. Another local stretch of river, River Neen, not far from where I live. And it's had this nice fish on sardine. And here he is. Nice jack. As I said, took a legend sardine. Yeah, so there we are. Finally had one. That's the third outing with it, so 2 blanks in a row, and then this nice fish. So yeah, let's see if we can get another one. Well, I have indeed hooked into another fish, and as soon as I struck into this fish, I realised it was certainly heavier than the previous fish. You actually joined me about halfway through the fight here. It's already been up and down the river twice, and yeah, it's really good. It's putting up a pretty good scrap. But yeah, just about to land him now. Hell of a scrap that was. So we've had a very nice fish just before dark. It is very dark now. He has caught me with his gill raker. It's a nice double. I haven't weighed it. Yet. I might weigh it. Not sure, but it's certainly a decent fish. All very lively. Very lively. Oh, here he is. Or she. I'll say almost definitely a she. Let's wait. There we go. Proper big old fenland critter. Very good scrap. Actually, scrap went on for nearly 10 minutes. It took me all over the place, under the bridge and everything. So I'm out of breath. Absolutely knackering. But yeah, definitely worth it. Took sardine again. This time it was on the float. So yeah, let's get this back. See if we can get some more. Well, here we are at another location. As you can see, the drain is definitely carrying some extra water, and there is a raft of weed going through. There's quite a lot of this coming through, so conditions are quite tricky. Well, I managed one fish from the chocolate coloured water. Just this nice jack. So I'm just going to run you through the setups quickly. Very simple setups. Very easy. Don't see the point in overcomplicating things. There's no point really. So start off with the float. So it's just a very simple running float with a stop knot at the top, so I'm going to adjust the depth as I need to, down to an Olivet, which is a, what is this, 11.5 gram, so it says, and that's literally goes straight down to the treble, which is grips hooks, which I prefer to use these hooks because obviously they don't have a barb on them, but they do have like a grip on them, so it keeps the bait in. And they come out very easy when they're not under tension, so I prefer to use these hooks for that. Size 4 hooks, these are absolutely perfect for that. And yeah, obviously trace, and that's it. That is literally it. And that's the float setup. So this is the ledger setup. Again, very simple. So we have a again, free running. Obviously you don't want any resistance, or they just drop the bait. That's on a ledger stem, So obviously that keeps the line up out of any of the weed that's still there. You still have some rotten weed and stuff on the bottom. You don't really want your line all sitting in that. So yeah, so there we go. A running rig, ledger stem, and then that goes down to a buffer bead, which you can see there. Obviously the trace following that, and again the grips hooks. These are quite far apart. Well, yeah, they are quite far apart. This is because this was actually a setup for our whole mackerel. Obviously hoping to catch something larger. It's not always the way, but yeah, so that's that one basically. That was not brilliant. There we go. Yeah, so that's that, and that's it. It's very, very simple. Just 3 running rigs for minimum resistance, and that's what's been doing the job. Well, that brings that video to an end. A little bit different than usual. A bit of venue hopping. 3 different venues in that video. Just a couple of hours in each one. Mainly just trying to catch a bigger fish towards the end of the day, really, in dusk and going into dark. So yeah, that's that. If you do like the video, please like and subscribe, and see you again soon. Happy angling.